Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So very briefly this morning, the word I want us to talk about is kafir. So everybody understands it to mean disbeliever. But what does kafir really mean? In classical Arabic, kafir is said of covering up. And that is why a farmer is called a kafir. Because he puts the seed in the ground and covers it up, and buries it and covers it up. And this is the idea of kafir. And an example in the Quran of that is Quran 57 verse 20. There Allah referred to a farmer as kafir, you see, because that is what he does. He puts the seed in the ground and covers it up. And another example in the Quran of this idea of covering up is Quran 2 verse 271, where so there is the phrasing of kafir, your kafir sayyi'at. So Allah says that we will kafir the sayyi'at, their evil, their bad deeds. We're going to cover it up. Even though it's translated to we remove their misdeeds, but it's actually to cover up their misdeeds. So Allah mentions some things one has to do, and then the reward for it is that we will kafir the sayyi'at, which is really marvelous. It's a very huge blessing. So another example in the Quran where we find the usage of kafir in this way is Quran 76 verse 3. There, kafir and shukr are used as words and opposites. Kafir and shukr. So, because if one does not show shukr, then one is covering up the favor that the person or God has done to one. You see? And so we find kafir and shukr being used as words and opposites. You see? Now to the more controversial angle is, a lot of people don't know that in the Quran, shaitan was referred to as a kafir. See, shaitan was referred to as a kafir. So we find that in Quran 17 verse 27, where shaitan was referred to as a kafir. And it's interesting that shaitan is referred to as a kafir because he knows Allah is one. He knows all of this. He knows the prophets are true. And this should be scary to Muslims. And the idea, which takes me into the idea of calling people kafir or calling even non-believers as kafir. I think the only people that can, the only entities that can refer to anybody as kafir is Allah and the individual himself. Because it has to do with knowing the truth and then covering it up. Knowing the truth and then covering it up. And that is why shaitan is referred to as a kafir, you see. So we should have this in mind whenever we are calling people kafir, or we shouldn't call people kafir. This is my opinion. We shouldn't call people kafir. And may Allah help us to be good Muslims. May Allah help us to show shukru. May Allah not make us kafir. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.